this is Rick. Let's learn how to put a case structure in SFC. We're going to go into basic.sfc and we're going to give the user the ability to enter the number of inches that they want to convert. And then we're going to give them the right to convert it to either feet, yards, or miles. All they have to do is select the units that they want and it'll actually do all the math for them. So we declare the variables. They stay the same, except we need to store that unit that they're going to select. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to make one more variable. And that one more variable is going to be a sequential process. So I'll click OK, and I'm going to call that units. So now we've created a variable for units. And by the way, that unit, I made a mistake. I need to go back and make sure that that variable has a variable type. And it's not going to be an int. It's going to be a string. In other words, it's going to be a number of letters put together and put in between quotes. So now that I've given it a data type, I can press enter, and we have three variables: float inches, float feet. Oh, don't need float feet. We need float results. So now I've really genericized this thing, if that's a word. I've got my number of inches going in, and then I've got my results coming out, and I've got the selection of units to convert it to. Our input would remain the same. The user is still going to input the number of inches they want to convert to feet, but we're going to change that from 2 feet to just what they want to convert. And I'll press enter. So now they're going to enter the inches to convert, and that number that they input is going to go into the inches variable. However, now I need to tell them to input the units that they want it converted to. So now I'm going to do an input-output, and I'm going to say to the user output, and I'm going to put it in quotes because it's got to go to the screen as a unit, and I'm going to say enter the units to convert to. And it's going to be, now I'm going to give it an example because, as we know, users need to have that training. So I'm going to say it's either going to be in units of feet, yards, or miles. So the user then is going to enter the word feet, yards, or miles. So now I've got my user prompted, and they're going to input feet, yards, or miles, and I'm going to then take their input and I'm going to put it in a variable, a sequential process. And we've already created the variable, so I'm going to input to units. So now I've got the number that they want to convert and the units they want it converted to. So I'll just go ahead and press enter. So we're going to now replace the feet equals 12 equals inches divided by 12 because I've got 3 choices. So my processing is going to change a lot. I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to say, now that they've got 3 choices, and by the way, those choices can be as many as we'd like, I'm going to give them the right to select their process. The condition is going to be the units. So I'm going to take the units variable and look at it. And on the basis of units, we're going to then give them one of 3 algorithms to convert their inches to. So I'm going to click right here on this hotspot. The first one is going to be, quote, feet, unquote. And there's my feet. And you'll notice that out the true would be our algorithm. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that there so you can see how that works. Our algorithm is a sequential process. And it's going to be result equals inches divided by 12. And that's how we're going to convert that. Easy. Then, if they didn't put feet, we want to look for the next one, which would be yards, quote, yards, because it's a string. And I'll press enter. And what is our algorithm for that? Well, it's going to be a sequential process, and it's going to be result equals the number of inches divided by 36. So if they put in yards, it's going to take what they put in and, oops, looks like I made another mistake. I should have said equals and I put minus. So all I need to do is double click on it and correct it. Love that part of the program. And now, if they put miles, what is my algorithm for that? So if they put in miles, my algorithm is going to be in terms of a sequential process, and we're going to say result equals, and in this particular case, we're going to take the number of inches that they entered, and we're going to divide that by 63360. Now that's the number of inches in a mile. Didn't know that. Okay. And there is our result. Unfortunately, it's possible for, oh, and I misspelled a word, so I need to go back and make sure RESUL. So now I need to go in and give them one more choice. Now, if they misspell miles or yards or feet or whatever, I need to tell them that. So over here, if it's false, I want to just double click here, and I'm going to say, by the way, input, output. Let's go ahead and tell the user. So I'm going to output, quote, invalid units, and I'll press enter. So at that point, if they misspell anything, then I'm going to go ahead and give them a message. And now I need to say, uh-oh, by the way, just in case you didn't know, my sequential process is results equal 0. Because you see, I'm going to output my results. So I'm going to come right down here. I don't need to convert my inches to feet anymore. That was the algorithm we've already used when we looked at the first part of the loop. So now my output is going to be output feet. No, I'm going to double click it. I'm actually not going to output feet. I'm going to output result. And I then want to put the units down there. So I'm going to output. And what I need to do is output the units variable that they actually selected. So I'll press enter. And there is my case structure for giving the user the ability to select feet, yards, or miles to convert their inches into. Now you go try.